come on, don't look at me like that. I'm on your side. Did you forget? One of the cats cat-paddled towards Ava, meowing that no one was allowed to enter this room. Lady Berncastel has ordered me to guard that key, so why don't you leave this to me and get lost? After looking at each other with suspicious eyes, the cats glared at Ava again as though saying that they hadn't heard any such order. By the way, cats have pretty soft bodies, don't they? Makes them much easier to chew. Ava lifted up her golden staff, and the floor and ceiling of the vast room were covered with red lines. The reaction from the cats was lightning fast. They realized instantly that this was hostile behavior. The entire emerald green constellation writhed and became a single massive deep-sea fish, which charged at Ava with its cavernous mouth wide open. However, at the same time, the red lines on the floor and the ceiling and the massive spiderweb pinched itself together and crushed the fish, twisted it, spun it around and around, compressed it into the size of a small ball. Then that ball-shaped thing burst open, leaving nothing left. It all happened in an instant. If only you'd just give up and die. Ah ha 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 ha. The witch hunters were holding a convention on the event hall. In the event hall, after all, when Ushirome Ava's diary was open, the endless cat box would be lost along with the countless imagined stories that had entertained them for so long. So this final convention was a time for them to air their best theories one last time. While the opening of the cat box did give them a slightly lonely feeling, they couldn't contain their excitement as intellectual rapists, not when they knew that the Rokkenjima mystery was finally going to be solved once and for all. If that box were open, a single girl would be hurt. However, their jaws and fangs couldn't care less. The witch-hunting goat nobles kept licking their lips, wanting to chew apart the guts of Beatrice's cat box as soon as they could. Seated upon a solemn throne, so tall it looked like a pillar, Featherine listened in on the nonsense being spewed from the mouths of the goat nobles. A black cat wearing a cape silently appeared and whispered something into Featherine's ear. By the way, just so we're all clear, Hachijo Ikuko was not Featherine Augustus Aurora. And while the previous iterations of Hachijo Toya, up until the most recent arc, were Augustus Aurora Featherine, in the most recent arc, the Hachijo Toya was Angie, and the Hachijo Ikuko was Sayo Yasuda, otherwise known as Beatrice, using the guise of Featherine to help restore the mind of Angie Ushiromiya at a rate that was therapeutic. So, main point is this. Hachijo Ikuko, however that's pronounced, is not Featherine, even though they look very similar. So in one version of things, Hachijo Toya is Angie, another version of it is Featherine, and of course there's Ikuko, which has the initial conveyed appearance of Toya. So, just thought I'd clear up that little misunderstanding. No, that is fine. Everything is going according to my plot. You need not inform my Miko. The cat bowed humbly and vanished. Feathering raised her wine glass high and laughed as she looked through it to the light of the chandelier, which was as beautiful and majestic as the moon. This should be enough to thank you for your excellent reading, child of man. Well now, just who is weaving this tale? Am I for you, or are you for me? What do you think? A trap. As Battler's group moved forward, darting from bookshelf to bookshelf and avoiding the eyes of the cats, they found something strange. Written with a familiar glowing red substance was a letter and an arrow. K. That's what it looked like to them. Did you think K means key? Those marks only appeared when we got close. This is a message aimed at us. Is there anyone here besides us who would be willing to help? I didn't think we had any allies. Angie traced the red arrow with her finger. It was written with very faint, thin strings that had been tied together. This red stuff which stuck to your finger and tore away like cotton candy had to be. There is someone on our side, someone who's always been on my side. How can you be so sure? Yeah, I get it too now. Lambda, we can trust the person who wrote this. She'll probably be able to guide us to the key safely. Are you sure? Then let's go. We don't have time to be standing around. Thank you, Mom. In the arbor, the argument over whether they should surrender or fight continued without signs of stopping. Every now and then, a small fight would break out, which fortunately ended up delaying Erica's third yawn.